Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Amra and this is Amra's Beauty Blog. If you're a subscriber, then a welcome return. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for weekly uploads. We're going to be talking about the new products that have been launched by Mr. Tom Ford. And I thought it would be a good chance to not only look at what I picked up, but to also look at a product that I haven't had a chance to review. Let me show you the items I picked up from Selfridges. I picked one of the new Shade and Illuminate blushes, and this was the colour SUNDRUNK in 05. There were 6 colours that were launched. What I loved about this is the one that would be better suited to my skin tone. I wanted to go with that first initially. I also picked up the new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate concealer and felt that golden in 3W1 would be a good fit for the current skin tone that I have, because I have had a bit of sun, so I have tanned. I'm going to show you the foundation, and the colour that I have in the Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation in SPF 50 is in 7.7 and it's in the colour Honey. Now, the reason why I went with this colour, I originally picked up Shell Beige, was because it's a little bit warmer, and when my skin tans, I tend to get a little bit warmer. This one I'm going to put on, and then we're going to do a check-in later on today. I'm popping out into town, so when I come back, I'll let you know how it's fared and what it looks like during the day. And then I'm going to use the concealer straight afterwards, so you can see how that fares as well. Again, I will check in at the same time that I check in about the foundation. The concealer I always like to apply after I apply my foundation, because I think the foundation should do all the work. It should do as much as it can, and then I think the concealer is there just to lighten up areas such as under your eyes, which is what I'm going to use this one for. And then I'm going to apply the blush, which is the Shade and Illuminate blush, and I'm going to see how that fares as well throughout the day, so I'll be doing a check-in for all of them. I will also tell you my thoughts at the end of the video on what I thought these products were like after my check-in, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So before I start applying these products, I thought the best thing to do was to open it and show you what the packaging looks like and how much product you actually get. This is amazing. This product contains 30 ml of product. There's a 24-month shelf life. This is an SPF 50, so that means that you're going to get the top end of the kind of sun protection that you need. You still need to use a SPF underneath, but this will give you that added protection. I just love Tom Ford packaging, and I know this is in the higher range when it comes to foundations, but you can really see what you're paying for. This feels really substantial. It feels heavy, it feels luxurious, it feels like, well, the price that it is over £100. Now, I don't normally buy foundations that are normally that range. I only try to stick to ones that have had really good reviews, and this one has had really good reviews. But if you look at the packaging, it's magnetized, which is amazing. So it just clicks into place. And then you have the dispenser, which is here, really easy to use. And then you see the color through the glass, and I just love that as well. That is what it looks like when it comes to the sort of packaging. And you've got the gold and black trim, which is so Tom Ford, which I absolutely love. So let me show you the colour. So as you can see, this is the colour, which is 7.7 in the colour Honey. So moving on to the concealer, and this is 3W1 in golden. This is what the colour looks like. As you can see, it's slightly lighter than the foundation, which is exactly what I want, because I don't want it to be exactly the same as the foundation, purely because I want to highlight under my eyes with this. This is the same type of packaging, which is fantastic. If you turn it, it is really nice, and you can see the colour through here actually, but also through this section. Now, I'm already having good vibes because this has like a warm feeling to me, and my skin has gone quite warm since it's tanned. I think this is going to be a really good match. This one is a 6-month shelf life, so it's less than the foundation. This one has 5.4 milliliter of product, but with concealer you don't tend to need to use that much, and I'm sure this is quite generous, so we will test that out as well. Finally, let's look at the powder. So this is the Shade and Illuminate blush, and it is a powder. So you get the lovely Tom Ford pouch, which makes everything look amazing. And this is the colour. So this is SUNDRUNK, which I love the name as well. It's a really peachy pinky colour. I mean, this is definitely more peachy, this colour here. But, oh, you just see that and it's just gorgeous, the embossing, stunning. One of the other things that I picked up, which I thought would be nice to show you today since I'm showing you some other Tom Ford products, is the 33 Rose Prism. And this is the Rose Prism palette. I don't think that my lights do it the greatest of justice, but the colour that really sort of appealed to me was this one in the corner. This is the wet dry formula, so I'm going to try this wet today because the colours are not particularly sort of strong and I want to get as much pigment out of these as possible, and I heard that if you wet it that it could produce a stronger colour. I just really wanted to give it a go because it really intrigued me, and you've got this peachy colour as well here. This one is 33 Rose Prism. Again, you've got the lovely Tom Ford, the usual brown packaging. You get the brown pouch, which is always lovely. So today I'm going to use my Sonia G base brush. I'm so excited to try this out with the new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation SPF 50. I know that it's still on a lot of people's wish list, so let's see how this looks. So this is the consistency. It is a little bit runny. As you can see, it's running down my arm, but let's just see how this looks. I think I went in with about 2 or 3 pumps. So this is just one layer using the foundation and I'm already liking the colour match. The colour match is pretty much spot on for my colour at the moment. Now, I mentioned that I had a bit of a tan. Actually, this is giving me the warmth that I need whilst I have the tan, but also I think I can still get away with it during the winter period purely because it's going to give me that warmth that you kind of need during the winter. It's nice to have a neutral sort of lighter shade during the winter, but at the same time I do like to have that little bit of a glow. That's just one layer. I'm tempted to just go in with one more pump. I've just got a few areas that I just want to make sure has that little bit more coverage. Now the coverage is definitely more of a medium to full. I wouldn't say it's exactly full. There's only a few foundations that for me do that. This one, you can still see some of my imperfections. Now, I will go in with the concealer as well, but let's just see how another layer looks. Just doing another pump. It's definitely a lovely, lovely finish. I'm really happy with this foundation. It has a little bit of fragrance to it, so I think it sort of sits in the family of Gucci, By Terry. A lot of those will have a bit of fragrance, so if you don't like fragrance in your foundation, you're probably not going to like this one. Not because it's very overpowering, but because there is some fragrance to it. So my verdict on the Sonia G base brush, which she had as part of her limited edition collection, is it's really good. It gets into some areas where, you know, you just need to twist it to get into parts of your face, and it fits my face really well and it feels really nice on the skin. And I just love the fact that you can use it with cream products or liquids, which is perfect for foundation. I'm just looking at the mirror and I am loving this coverage. It looks very much like my skin tone. It really is quite hard to get a perfect match. I'm happy with that. So let's look at the concealer now. This has a doe foot As you can see there, the doe foot is really, really nice. So that's the colour. Very, very nice. For this, I'm going to use my Sonia G, the worker brush, and I'm going to go in to the product. So like I said, you can use these with cream products or liquid products. What I like to do, especially with concealer, is it never quite goes into the areas that you want. So I like to just get my finger and just tap in the areas where I just want it to blend. I don't know if you can see, but that's really brightened under my eyes, and this is the kind of thing I really need at the moment. It's just that sort of awoke sort of look, or woken look, and I do love this match. Sometimes you can have it on your, you can just use it to kind of blur any areas that you feel just needs a little bit of coverage, but I'm just going into using my fingers just into areas that I feel perhaps could do with a little bit more coverage. Yeah, I'm loving the brightness that it's giving me. Loving that. Just like taking everything that I got from my hand, just checking if there's anywhere else I can add a bit more coverage. But mostly it's usually just under the eyes, but I think you can see what it added. It just added that brightness. So this is the finished look. Normally I would set this, and I was about to go and get something to set it, but I want to just see how it looks without being set, because I want to see how it performs without any extra help throughout the rest of the day. One of the things I noticed when I put on the foundation, I think I might have moved the foundation, but now that I've blended it, it's okay. I was worried there was a bit of a patch, but it's not. It's okay because I've done that and it's gone. So it must have been the way I applied the foundation. So far so good. Love it. So this is the foundation in 7.7 and this is in the colour Honey. This is the concealer in 3W1. They do really complement each other when it comes to brightening under the eyes, but still has that warmth. So now that we've done that, I am now going to try the new Shade and Illuminate blush, and this one is in SUNDRUNK. These are the colours. You can see that it's absolutely gorgeous. This side is sort of like peachy and this side's a bit more pinky. So what I like normally do is mix the two colours. I've got my Sonia G cheek brush, which I got from her collection, which I haven't tried yet, so I'm really excited to try that as well. I'm going to try the more peachy colour on this side, and then I'm going to try the pinky peach on this side. We're going to go in. You've got the Tom Ford logo there, which is fabulous. So we're picking up the colour now. So this is the colour. With Tom Ford blushes, I'm never disappointed with the pigmentation. I've got really high hopes. Yeah, that's lovely. That's just the one side. I haven't even used the other side. So that's the more orangey colour, and then we're going to go in with the more sort of pinky orangey on this side. So this is the more orangey colour, which is a very much like a daytime look when you are just looking for something fresh, This one is a bit more stronger, but to be honest, I think they complement each other really, really well. I love this one as much as I love this one. It just depends on when you're going to wear it, but for me, they're both beautiful. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit more of the darker orangey one on this side just to balance it out. And then just take a little bit of the orangey one and then just blend it, just so that they're both equal. I've mixed both colours and I just blended them. Really lovely. I love this blush, I love the concealer, and I love the foundation, so I'm so pleased with my picks. So these are the two swatches for the blush, and you have the peachy colour on the left, which is here, and then you have the darker peach colour, which is on the right. As you can see, they really complement each other as well. So now we're going to move on to the eyeshadows, and I've got my Fix Plus spray to just get the formula nice and wet so we can see what that formula looks like. I've picked up a couple of the new Sonia G brushes as well as an oldie but a goodie. This is the classic crease brush, which I absolutely love for blending. It's such a great brush for that. And then I have the Builder and the Soft Definer, and the reason I picked these two is because I haven't tried these as a video yet, so I wanted to show you how they perform. Okay, so these are the dry swatches of the eyeshadows. They are not as strong when they're dry, and these are more of a lighter sort of look, so this is what I'm going for today. This is definitely more of a highlighter shade. This could work as a highlighter shade as well. Then you've got the pink colour, then you've got the nice brown colour that you can kind of blend. I think I would blend these two together, maybe use that as a topper, or maybe that as a topper, but we'll see how we get on. I'll show you how these look wet now. Okay, so these are the colours when they are wet, and they are definitely a little bit more pigmented when they are wet. So I'm going to try them on wet now for you. this is kind of what I would do with this palette. I've had a bit of a play around with it. You've seen all the colours. So what I initially did was I went in with that light pinky colour, which I really love. It's that cool pink. And then I went in with the brown in terms of just my outer V, blended it out, put the highlighter shade in the inner corner and on my sort of Cupid's bow, and then I just used my finger to get into the peach colour just as a kind of centre for my lid. So this is the finished look and I absolutely love it. Now I'm just going to add some mascara and then just a little bit of lipstick. I'm going to go with a Tom Ford lipstick so you can see how it all looks as a Tom Ford look. So I have just put on some Dark Star mascara from Pat McGrath and I am now going to put on a lipstick. This is Sugar Glider, and the reason I picked Sugar Glider is it's a cool pink and I think it will look really nice with this look. That's how the colour looks with the palette, so I think this should go really well. So this is one of my favourite colours and I think I bought a backup just because I really love this colour. So let's put Sugar Glider on together. Yeah, this is gorgeous. One of my favourite Tom Ford lipsticks, Sugar Glider. This is the finished look and I am really happy with it. I love the foundation. I love the eye quad that I bought, which was in the colour Rose Prism, and I think it's a very sort of everyday look that you can put on anytime, and it has that kind of really fresh colour selection. And then I've got the blush, which is complementary I think to an everyday look, and then I have the concealer, which you can see has really brightened up under my eyes. I'm going to do a check-in again when I come back this afternoon and I'll let you know how this has sort of set. So I've just returned having had the foundation on for most of the day. I put this on around 11 o'clock this morning. The time is now 5, so we're looking at about 6 hours of wear. This is the foundation. As you can see, it's held up pretty well. I can still see that I have the foundation on. The colour match is still really good. I have been wearing a mask on the underground and I don't have any kind of marks or anything like that. My skin still looks good. I just have sort of a dry patch here, but I don't think the foundation would have amplified that or been able to hide it. That looks fine as well. I think the eye makeup has held up really well. The concealer has held up really well. The lips I just reapplied just now so that I could just finish off here on camera. The lips pretty much went as you would expect, so you'll just have to top that up. The blush is still a little bit there, not a great amount, so I wouldn't say it's something that you'd be able to have for the whole day. I think you might have to reapply the blush. So with regards to the pieces that I mentioned, the Shade and Illuminate foundation I would say would be really good if you just want sort of medium coverage. It's not a full coverage. I think that it gives you a really lovely natural glow and finish. Then you also have the concealer, which I put on. That gave me the brightness that I needed. I'm really pleased with my colour match. And then the blush was just really complimentary. The only thing is I wish the blush lasted that little bit longer. I think you're going to have to carry that around with you. I think if you apply it in the evening, then it will stay on. And I am looking forward to trying some of the other blushes, maybe some more intense colours if I can find one, because I do like the more sort of deeper range that Tom Ford does when it comes to blushes. And I have a couple of them. I think I've got maybe 2 or 3, and they are really pigmented. Overall, really pleased. Concealer I think is fantastic. I'm definitely looking forward to trying that properly. Felt very smooth, didn't accentuate any lines, and really kind of brightened my under eye area. And like I said, it has lasted for most of the day as well. That is my verdict. If you have any thoughts, have you used any of these? Have you purchased any of the new concealer from Tom Ford, the Shade and Illuminate one? Have you purchased the blushes? I'd love to hear what you liked, what you've picked out, and if you have any that you potentially have your eye on. Thank you very much for watching. That is sort of my overall opinion and views. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you.